Okay, let's do it now. Round two, let's go. Let's go. Oh, I'm excited for this version. I am excited. Welcome. I am Miss Codex. If you've never been with me in this space, that's okay because I have been evolving. I've been a journey. Nothing is ever the same in my game. It just isn't. It's always something different. It's always something new, whether it's me upgrading, whether it's my environment upgrading, or sometimes how I perceive it to be downgrading or getting crappier because I'm just being messier. Blah, blah, blah. The excuses that we make. I make a lot of excuses. I am like the master of understanding excuses now. I'm yet to become an even better master of understanding excuses. I'm just always learning what I have done wrong, whether it be right, whether it be just the wrong way of looking at it, whether it be myself, whether it be my trauma, my healing, my blah, blah, blah. Like the list goes on and on. I am sure it is for you. Like, I just feel like, let's go. Let's go round two, round five, round seven, round eight, round nine. Like, it's just the cycle of change, the change that we are capable of. The change. Hey guys, let's not do that now. Let's play. The change is strong. The change has to happen. Hey, baby. Hey. She doesn't like people. Maybe you don't like people. I haven't liked people for a long time. Oh, hey, baby. Billy. 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 The change. The fighting. The feeling of just, why can't I get along? Why doesn't my cats get along? I mean, I've been trying to work with Orion for like a long time now. She was my first baby kitty. And she loves mama. She loves daddy, not as much as mama. But she just likes things the way she likes them. She likes her way of looking at things. And if other ones get involved, here, hold on a second. Can I pause this? I've never liked it's okay. Billy, you be good. You be good and love. Where was I going with this? Change. Not everybody is gonna want change. I want to change. I always want change. I'm like that person that's like, give it to me. What do I need to do? What do I need to look at? How do I change it? And sometimes, no, always actually, I will battle said change, said habit, said thought, said process, said being, said every little thing. I will overanalyze. And that analyzation is a gift and it is a curse. But that curse and that gift, they have blended into one beautiful, beautiful fruit. Now I'm hungry. Hungry for that fruit. That juicy red, that juicy, and I've learned that I can be not just ordinary, I can be extraordinary. And I'm going to be extra, extraordinary. And then I'm going to be extra, extra, extraordinary. And then I'm going to be just adding on the extras because I realized that I'm not ordinary. Just like you are not ordinary. How are we ordinary? How are we ordinary? We are these human being vessels. We incarnate in, and then we play the game, or we not play the game, or we sleep through the game, or we build a soul. We are on this constant growth and expansion. It is phenomenal. It is exciting. It is horrible. It is just trauma ridden with like all these things that we have to unveil to get to the root of ourselves. And a lot of us here right now have played this game. And then there's some who just came to be part of the end game. The end. I believe I'm part of the end. I've had visions of my past lives. That's kind of part of the, what happens when you awaken, you start to dig deep, you know. You remember all the work, and the work, then you need to like flip it over and be like, that's what I know. It's not in the past anymore because I've already built those skills. Now I just need to like bring them into this like circumstance, this like time, this period, this moment, because I already have it. And a lot of the work to get that old work back is a biatch. It is just like, how do I reprogram my blah blah? Like, how do I do it? It is not easy. So those on the quest, that is what I'm here for. I am someone who has done it, who has done it over again and again, and now I can tell you, I can show you, I can give you advice, and you can take it if you want now, if you want. And I hope you take it because it took me like a long time to acquire and remember. And now I'm just becoming the most awesome person. I just love myself. I love looking in the mirror. I don't nitpick at myself anymore. I've stopped. And now I'm starting to realize, like, wait a second. So now I've gotten through this trauma, this trigger, this deep-seated unconscious thing that's been in my life through generations. Now I've kind of like torn it apart through my crazy analytical mind of processing and viewpoints and just coding and like, how do I how do I turn now this new problem? There's just always something to solve in my brain, something to change. And if there's something I am like not looking at, it's because I had all this other stuff and these other piles and just I had to work on one thing, and then like the one thing sometimes take like and one thing like my negative mindset took like 5 years of cycles, and it just occasionally will rear its head. Will be like whispering from like the distance. I'll be like, is that a bug on me? Like, what is that? It's great. It's great. Like, I'd rather have a little fly on me, a little tickle, and take home the grand prize. Okay, the winning prize, which is like, I am awesome. I have come a long ways. Be proud. Be proud of how far you have come. Like, you are not ordinary. If you're with me, you are not ordinary. If you're seeing this, please like and subscribe because you are not ordinary. You're part of the squad, man. You are part of the unordinary. You are extra exempt, guys. Exempt. You're just awesome. Says snort. And you're here to show the world just how awesome you are. You're going to show them because you're that great. You're great. Your greatness and you're pure and you're loving because you've seen the fear. You know the fear. You have overanalyzed it. And if you haven't analyzed it, I will teach you those abilities because it can be a good thing. When you are self critical, it's not always negative because negative and positive are like batteries. It's a battery, man. This whole environment is like you need both, but it needs to come into harmony. Both get charged, both get like booted up. Okay, you get booted up and you use it for your highest benefit. And that beautiful harmony that comes from like plugging in that negative energy to your positive energy is just like you're like the top running program. Like you're like the top class of the class. You're like the newest future technology that hasn't come yet. Like that's how great you are. You're like the future made present because every moment in time is you. You're like the time jumper that's showing up in like the Middle Ages and being painted with an iPhone. Like you already know how to do that. You used your mind to travel. You know how to see things differently. That's what's so cool about this gang, this squad. All right. You know that a lack mindset, the pain is a gain. Even when you're sitting in squander for year upon year, you have come now to realize how to fix it. You're like the mechanic who didn't know they were going to be a mechanic, and then you're like quantum jumping. Like, it's like, oh, I'm remembering. How do I quantum jump? well, I'm going to take this energy and I'm going to like turn it on. What am I doing? I'm going to turn it on and I'm like, oh, look, my abundance is online now. It's online. Okay. You can champion over, you can change any environment. You can change and transition everything. You can move forward and you can bring the balance because you are the balance. You are the walking like lamppost. You're just guiding people. And I'm hearing that like you haven't been in community just like I haven't been because like you're being like boot camp trained, the boot camp of all boot camps. And it's not going to be like anybody else's boot camp because you planned a boot camp that would work with your circumstances and the things that you happened to you at a young age. So that inner child crap, that trauma, those little triggers, that programming, it's meant to like push you towards that battery upgrade. It's like it's I know this seems very simple, but it's not. Like what you have to go through to change just one mindset, to change one viewpoint, to be someone who can see from all angles of all quantum points in reality, you have to learn the hard way. You become greatness by failing at all the terrible points. Like if you don't get something right the first time, and I know this is so cheesy, if you fail, you fail again. No, failure sucks. I hate failing. I failed more times than I can count. Like I'm just like sometimes I'm just like I'm so stupid. And why am I? How did I get that? Like sometimes you have the knowledge and then you still don't apply the knowledge, and then you're just stuck. And sometimes you'll just be chilling and resting, and you'd be like, why is it happening again? Oh, me, what was me? Like you're playing the victim, right? You're just like, I know how not to be a victim. I know how to transition this energy into something amazing because I'm great. It's all about you seeing your own greatness. And sometimes the world sucks. Sometimes this game platform is just like pushing you, like holding you against a wall. Sometimes it's like two brick walls coming in on you like a movie. You're like, oh my God, am I gonna die? But then you know what? You got your spirit team just like boom, boom, like wake up, your greatness. Wake up. The work you have done in the past, in other lives, on other planets is just, you had to remember. You had to remember, my friend. You just had to like go back and see yourself in the right light. Like sometimes those perspectives will show your own relationship with yourself in all those lifetimes, your own relationship that you see in the mirror, your relationship with your friends, your family, and like those things make us grow. They make us they show us what is wrong. They show us like what is possible, and it shows us how to be better so that we can turn around and become better for somebody else to learn from. And my time in my like solitude for many years of just me like analyzing the crap out of like my mindset and like building my knowledge and abilities to like look through time and see my mistakes and where things got effed up, with my family or somebody said something or like, but then the universe just comes in and just like tries to like form it for you, shows you like turns on light bulbs. You'll start to see the magic and it's just like you're on the right track. I knew that I was on the right track when I trusted my intuition with my now boyfriend. I trusted myself to follow that spark. And the spark is very elusive. The spark of like intuition, the spark of like joy and happiness and motivation. It's very finite and elusive. But that spark, even when it's gone, sometimes that spark just like fizzles out because you're just overwhelmed, you're stressed. You're like, I blame the world. I blame the trauma. Like, you know what? You just got to like learn from the trauma, learn how the trauma affected you, see it from every view you possibly can in this matrix. And then you go in and you say, how do I put this trauma into my battery to make the battery turn on supercharged? And that is what I've learned a lot through pain and transitions and darkness and activity and just dogmas and restriction. I was so restricted as a child, restricted, restricted. And because of that restriction, that's what happens. Like you become the rebel of the family, the white. I want to say white sheep. I am the white sheep. I'm the black sheep and I'm the white sheep. I'm the battery. You're the battery. And we learn and we grow and we get practical with it. And then we become the advisor to others to help them get satisfaction in their own struggles, their own strives. Like, so they can become the champion of their gameplay that you're meant to turn on. Like, turn on, let me get this right. Beep, turn on my avatar codex. You're online now. I learned that the other day. It was a new enlightenment, a new perspective on my tattoo. Sometimes I like to say that the aliens told me to do it. I grew up in the church, right? And I was taught about blessings, and I always wanted a tattoo, but I was always taught, harm my vessel. You can't harm the vessel of God. And you know what? When I started seeing aliens and I started seeing the impossible, that thing, that idea, that mindset just started to like fizzle over time. And it's a long, deep seated like uh, that was injected into my blood at like a young age. But you know, when you think back on your life, if you've gone through something similar with the church, you planned this. You had an idea, a mission, you had things you wanted to learn, whether you were a high master coming in, like just to serve the end game to whatever humanity is moving towards. You had a plan, okay? And if it had to be one way or the other, you were like, bam, I'm gonna give it all to me. So I can then level up as quick as possible and then boom, 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 master the gameplay. And not to say you're a master. I don't believe in anybody ever being a true master in the right word. We're always leveling up. We're always learning more about how to see things from another angle so that we can understand this reality, so we can move through it in fluid action, destined action, predestined, premeditated. Be smarter than your opponents. Be 10 steps ahead, 15 steps ahead. I mean, just like be aware. It's taught me a lot of awareness, my journey. So maybe, just like me, you want to be someone who can change the world, be an activist, be more than what you are now. See the miracles in every moment, see the synchronicities, and understand that, like any kind of stress in your life, it was there for a reason. And you just have to understand how to manipulate it and transform it. And I want to transform, change it, change and transform. Remember that change word. We're here for change. Change that misfortune into the supercharged battery. Boom, 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 boom. All right, guys. What else do they want to tell me? With this knowledge, and if you like what I'm saying, follow along with my messages, because the way I see life is not ordinary. Like I said, it's not ordinary. And it's going to push me to show others how to see the world in the correct way. And I don't even know if correct's the right word, and more like what is possible. The way we were taught as children was a very 3D blocked, closed off, misinformed. The way powers in our lives wanted us to see the world. Maybe you weren't given an outlet for your gifts. Maybe you weren't given an opportunity to show off your joy, what made you happy as a child. Maybe you were stressed. Maybe you had the pressure from your own family. Maybe you didn't have money. You know, like I didn't have any money. For people who were filled with faith and love for Christ, they believed in something that never had any money coming. They prayed and they prayed, but it was all from this negative, sad, wanting to be prosperous, but just poopy, like poopy. And I made it out of there. I made it out of that mindset of lack. It's hard to be in a family that not only says they're Christians, but then they argue and they complain. Oh, they complain. My complaining habit was the hardest to break. This is one of my top ones. Complaining. of being sick when I had a headache, or like, oh, I'm gonna go lay down now. I feel good. It was just constant, and that just bled into like my stress about my self purpose, how I saw my own being, and it created so much disease in my body, which I had to heal from. It's just from a very young age, just being this family that just weren't. It's very much like the church. People who act Christian but are not Christian, who don't even know what what is Jesus even talking about? Like, I feel like I knew more about what Jesus was trying to say than my own family. You know, it was just insane. Like, to have so much chaotic energy in a home who believed in miracles. Well, like, why was I the only walking miracle? Why was miracles always happening to me, but everybody in my house was just like, "Ah, complaining?" Ah," because in the end, I knew how great I was. I knew I was going to overcome this, just like you are going to overcome all odds. You need to see your pain, life's difficulties, your circumstances. You need to see this in a new light. And it might be that you see it in many different shades of color and light. Honestly, you're going to see it in 10 different colors, probably maybe 20, 30 tons. You need to see it to the end of the quantum reality. You can look at one part of your story, and if you take time to analyze it, you will start to see from other people's perspectives. You will start to forgive them. You will forgive yourself, and you will learn how to be successful in what that situation was. It's in the past now, but all is one moment. So this past is linked to the present. You can go back and you can analyze those time periods, and you can forgive yourself, because it's going to affect the now. It's going to affect your present. Um, so it's important you forgive, because it's all part of the game. It's all part of the game. Everything was chosen. That's the true chosen. Choosing, choosing, even what you want to see, what instead of what you've been taught to see. I feel like everybody talks about this, but yeah, that is the true abundance in this game, is learning the truth. Learn the truth. All that matters is how you perceive information. How do you receive information? How do you perceive it? Because if you don't learn the different avenues, you're going to be giving up a part of yourself that will always feel unhealed. This part of you will never feel full. It will always feel like there's something attached to you that's unearthly. It'll make you feel uncomfortable, it'll make you feel sad, it'll bring on emotions that you just don't need because you're greatness. You need to transmute, attach that negative energy to your battery, okay? And forgive. Forgive the shadows, forgive the pain, forgive the people involved. It's harder done than said, right? I know, because I've been through this several. I find mood triggers all the time. I'm always like, why is this still affecting me? And then I'm like, okay, how can I? What's this new perspective that the spirit guides are trying to tell me? Like, what are they trying to show me? Especially if I had a dream recently, and I was like, oh, why is this happening again? But they were showing me that I finally separated. It was so magical. Even it was so beautiful, but it was magical because I made progress. Always shoot for more progress. You'll only get more powerful. So look in the mirror, and if you see something you don't like in the mirror, know that it's your own reflection, your own projection, because we can project energy back at us. So the idea that we can look younger and younger is possible by how you perceive your energy and how you perceive the idea of youth, the idea of aging. Everything's been programmed into us to make us think something. Now, be rational, okay? But believe in the impossible. That's what I'm trying to say. Believe in the impossible, because the impossible is possible. It's possible because you're great. So one more message from my guides. Good angel card. Let's go now. Man, be proud. Oh, so proud of myself. I have come so far. It's so easy to not think about everything in a simple way. Learn, pray. Prayer comes in different ways. I didn't pray like, dear God, Dear spirit guides, ancestors, I want to thank you for like everything you've done when I've been a doofus, when I've been dumb, when I've done the same stupid thing over and over again. It's because you knew that I was going to get it right eventually, because it's for my highest good. That's one way to pray. You can also pray in your mind and thank thank you for being you, for getting as far as you've come. You can pray, I don't know, in the shower, you can sing prayer, you can just like everything is energy, intention. If your intention is gratitude and gratefulness and attention and happiness and forgiveness and awareness, it's a prayer. Thank yourself. Thank the ones who didn't know they were gifting you energy that will just make your battery stronger. You are not ordinary. You are extraordinary. Okay. Your confidence is sexy. Confidence comes from self reflection, from being willing to take the action that is needed, not how long it takes. Because eventually you will succeed because your greatness. Have confidence in the moment. Your confidence is your aura. It's all the things you've learned and gained and transmuted and created from pain, from your experiences. Your confidence is your avatar. You, how you perceive yourself, how you move through this universe. Have confidence that you are here and you are great. Extra. All right. Goodbye, my extraordinary people. Till next time. Later, skater, skater.